Understanding our surroundings, understanding geology, leads to a greater appreciation of your surroundings. If, for instance, you are traveling through the Canadian Rockies, you might see the scene in Figure 14 and wonder how the landscape came to be. You might wonder, 1. Why there are layers in the rock exposed in the cliffs. 2. Why the peaks are so jagged. 3. Why there are glaciers. 4. Why this mountain belt extends northward and southward for thousands of kilometers. 5. Why there are mountain ranges here and not in the central part of the continent. After completing a course in physical geology, you should be able to answer these questions as well as understand how other kinds of landscapes formed. People who have completed a physical geology course find that their understanding of geological processes makes travel much more interesting. Figure 15 is a map showing the landforms of the contiguous United States and southernmost Canada. Major features discussed or depicted in this book are named with black lettering. In addition, Appendix G is a generalized geologic map of North America and will be a useful reference as you progress through this book. In your future air or surface travel, you may want to take along your book with these maps to enhance your appreciation of the scenery. We depend upon the Earth for energy resources and the raw materials we need for survival, comfort, and pleasure. The Earth's heat engines, at work for billions of years, have distributed material into localized concentrations that humans can mine or extract. By learning how the Earth works and how different kinds of substances are distributed and why, we can intelligently search for metals, sources of energy, and gems. Even maintaining a supply of sand and gravel for construction purposes depends upon geology. The economic systems of Western civilization depend currently on abundant and cheap energy sources. Nearly all our engines, powered mainly by petroleum, coal, or nuclear power, depend on concentrations of energy derived from the Earth and its engines. The United States economy in particular is geared to petroleum as a cheap source of energy. In a few decades, Americans have used up much of the country's known petroleum reserves, which took nature hundreds of millions of years to store in the Earth. Americans are now heavily dependent on imported oil. The Gulf War of 1991 was at least partially fought because of the industrialized nation's petroleum requirements. To find more of this diminishing resource will require more money and increasingly sophisticated knowledge of geology. Although many people are not aware of it, we face similar problems with diminishing resources of other materials, notably metals such as iron, aluminum, copper, and tin, each of which has been concentrated in a particular environment by the action of the Earth's engines. Our demands for more energy and metals have, in the past, led us to extract them with little regard for effects on the balance of nature within the Earth, and therefore on us, Earth's residents. Mining of coal, if done carelessly, can release acids into water supplies. Understanding geology can help us lessen or prevent damage to the environment, just as it can be used to find the resources in the first place. The environment is further threatened because these are non-renewable resources. Petroleum and metal deposits do not grow back after being harvested. As demands for these commodities increase, so does the pressure to disregard the ecological damage caused by the extraction of the remaining deposits. Problems involving petroleum illustrate this. Oil companies employ geologists to discover new oil fields, while the public and government depend on other geologists to assess the potential environmental impact of petroleum's removal from the ground, the transportation of petroleum, see Box 11, and disposal of any toxic wastes from petroleum products.